Hello, welcome to the What's Cooking Show. I'm Chef Jason Hugay from here to Steamboat Warehouse.
And I'm Crystal Landry, right here from Steamboat as well. Jason, tell everybody what you're going to be making today.
So today we're going to make, it's like a variation of a cream sauce, a little bit lighter, and we are going to show you a few applications on how to use this sauce and how to prepare it from beginning to finish. How about that?
Y'all join us back for more What's Cooking. Welcome back, everybody, to the What's Cooking Show. Jason's going to get started on his dish that he's making today.
Yes. So basically this sauce is, we just call it buttercream. And so before we start, I want to, let me just tell you what the ingredients we're going to use today to make this. So we have a pot with some water in it, just plain water. We have some chicken base here. We have some clam base here, which is, if at home, if you don't know what this is, these bases are really just like a concentrated stock. So since they're concentrated, they are very salty. So you have to be very careful with it, so that way you don't have your dish that doesn't become too salty. And I also just want to add a little bit at a time. And what I usually do is add this as my salt. So if I'm cooking something out, this would be my salt content. So I'll just add peppers, like red and black, different types of onion powder, granulated garlic, stuff like that. So this is what you'll need. You can buy like very similar products in the stores.
You can. Is it better than bouillon or something like that?
I'm not sure what the name is because I don't really use it.
I don't know.
Because I use these that we purchase.
Right.
So the one in the stores won't be exactly like these, but they'll be very similar. So we have that, and we have our seasonings. Again, no salt. So we have cayenne pepper, granulated onion, granulated garlic. So we begin with our water. So the big thing about this sauce, for those people who like to go to restaurants and the cream sauces tend to be, for some of them, me as well, I'm really not a big fan of the cream sauces because it's a little too rich for my liking. Yeah. But it's what sells. Everybody wants it. It's
very
a big seller.
Good. You just eat a whole lot of it.
Right, but not everybody can eat a lot of dairy.
Right.
And then when you take straight heavy cream and you reduce it, then it just gets really rich. So this is an alternative if you want to make this at home. This is a little bit larger batch than you'll probably need at the house. Mm-hmm. So this is a sauce that we used to make at Lafayette's restaurant, which was located on Kali Saloon. I'm not sure what year that was that they actually shut down and sold to what's some type of
I think it's an imaging center or
something.
Some kind of medical facility.
But if any of y'all remember Lafayette's restaurant, it was very big. It sat like 400 plus people at one time. Yeah. It had a downstairs and upstairs. I started there years ago. I was a sous chef there. And under Jude Tozan, which is Chef Jude Tozan, is now with Tony Sashers, and he's one of my best friends and a big brother to me.
Yes.
So he left, and I became the executive chef not long after that. This sauce was something that was used in multiple dishes in Lafayette's on their menu. It's a very versatile sauce, and if I'm not mistaken, this sauce was actually developed by one of probably the most impressive chef I've ever worked with or saw, coming up. His name was Chef James Graham, and he would go to the culinary competitions and then just destroy everyone. Like, he was amazing. And I worked on this a few nice chefs, John Foles, K. Paul's, Paul Prudhomme, all that stuff. But this guy just wowed me more than anything. So he would do. Take your water. So we're gonna take our, let me grab this. It's our chicken base. We're just gonna add a little bit of chicken base because we want, you start it up for me, Chris. There's more of a seafood flavor in there, but a little bit of chicken base gives it just a little hint of that chicken broth flavor. And this is actually clam base, which is probably one of the cheapest ones you can buy, but it's just the best all-around seafood flavor. You can buy lobster base, seafood base, and they're a pretty bright color, so it'll tend to turn your cream sauce a different color. It's not very eye appealing. So this one, just a good all-around deal. All right, now stir that around.
Yes, sir.
So that's our salt content. Very simple, very easy. So we're gonna add our onion powder. Again, this is a large batch, so it looks like we're adding a lot of stuff. That's why.
Right, we are.
Okay.
There you go.
Now cayenne, I'm gonna add just a little bit because
No, just add it all.
No.
Perfect. That's perfect.
So the next step is our cream. So we're gonna actually add our cream to this. All you're looking for right here is for all your bases, your two bases to dissolve.
Right.
So we're gonna add our heavy cream. So yes, it does have heavy cream in it. This, you want just enough to make it creamy. And so what we're gonna do later on in the show, we're gonna show you how we thicken it, and that is where the actual butter part comes into the buttercream.
Right.
So once we thicken this, it's very similar to a cream sauce. It's gonna give you the creaminess you're looking for, but since it's cut with the water, it's not as rich, but just full of flavor. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll start one of our 2 dishes that we're gonna assemble with this sauce. How about that?
Y'all join us back for more What's Cooking. Welcome back, everybody, to the What's Cooking show. Jason's gonna get started with the first step of his dish right now. So why don't you tell everybody what you're gonna go with?
All right, so let me make sure I talk slow
Oh,
and not too much. So our first dish that we're going to use our sauce on is a redfish. Is that enough?
delicious.
It's too much?
No.
Okay. So
You're
we're gonna
doing great.
take our seasoning blend that we make here at Steamboat in-house. Just an all-purpose seasoning. That's the only difference between this and any other one in the store is that it's not salty and it's not too spicy. So you can use it as much as you like. So today we're not gonna use egg wash. We're just gonna do a little dredge. So pop our redfish right there into the seasoned flour. I like to do it this way sometimes because it doesn't make such a heavy batter. All right, so we got some butter here. Make sure our butter gets hot first. All right. So when this butter gets hot, we're gonna drop this filet into that and just pan fry it a couple of 2-3 minutes on each side. You don't want it too dark and you don't want to overcook it.
Right.
So while we wait for that butter to get hot, I just want to show everyone how we're going to thicken our sauce, our buttercream sauce. So once this gets hot enough, it's getting close. We're gonna make a white roux, and what this is basically your most basic form of a white roux because we're not cooking anything, we're not heating the oil or the fat, which today is going to be straight butter. So we have melted butter and white flour equal parts. So I basically weighed these out on the scale. So you're going to mix them together. And you just want to easily, gently mix them together. And once all that's incorporated, the flour into the butter, so that way you don't have any lumps, we're going to add this to our pot a little at a time. And it's going to thicken it up. A white roux has more thickening power than a darker roux. Always keep that in mind. So
I didn't know that.
the longer you cook the flour in your roux and the darker it gets, the less thickening power it has. So we'll get back to that in a second. So let's test our butter. It's good. All right. And this is something very easy you can do at the house. And all these ingredients
All of these
can
ingredients
be found.
can be found at your local Piggly Wiggly or Cash Saver, 8410 Highway 182 North and 1305 Heather Drive. Go check them out. Tell Miss Paula we said hey.
Yep. Or you can call them at 948-9427 or 948-8199. Which Crystal has still not learned.
I'm gonna leave that up to you. You do a good job at the phone number, so.
Yeah, see, I never had a cheat sheet. I just learned them. Joey taught me, and I learned them. No cheat sheet, nothing written down, no proof of a cheat sheet.
He still has the cheat sheet, by the way,
In a hidden place.
spot that I do not use.
Yeah. Okay, let's.
All right, you ready?
I'm gonna put a little bit at a time.
Okay.
Because this stuff, like I said, it's gonna thicken it. You may not need all of your white roux, so you just let it thicken up a little bit and add as you need. Our red fish going pretty good.
Smelling good, too.
This sauce is really good.
You can feel it starting to
It's full of flavor
thicken.
and it's not overpowering on the richness.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that whenever we assemble our two dishes. And since I forgot my spatula,
Oh,
I'm gonna show you how to pros.
oh okay.
With our spatula. Don't try that at home. You will burn yourself. Just
Jason's used to that.
how many times have I forgotten a spatula somewhere and have to just
Flip it.
on the fly? That's what the chefs do. We do what we got to do. We make miracles happen. We make the impossible possible.
Like that time you stuck your
remember.
hand straight in the fryer.
That was an accident.
Straight in the fryer. That was a miracle.
That was an accident.
Yeah.
It was a miracle that I didn't burn my hand off.
Right.
All right, so it's not thick enough.
Not quite.
So we're going to put a little bit more. All right.
Good job.
Now, in the case that you add too much of this white roux, you can always, if it gets too thick, you can always just add a little more water, but you may have to adjust your seasonings,
Right.
stuff like that.
So speaking of roux, why don't we tell everybody about the new
Cindy's
Help me
almost
out
famous
here.
roux.
Yes.
Right. And that is
can be
in
found in the freezer section
frozen
at
sections.
Champagne's, most of your local stores
Local
now.
stores?
Yep.
We'll have to do a show on that maybe
Yeah.
next episode.
Yeah.
Because it's a great product. I've used it before at home. I've never used it here yet, so
Yeah,
you know,
we can.
maybe have to
Yeah.
check that out. So let's take a quick break and we'll come back and we will assemble both of our dishes.
All right,
How's that
y'all.
sound?
Join us back for more What's Cooking. Welcome back, everybody, to the What's Cooking show. Jason is finishing up his red fish right now, and
Yes,
why
ma'am.
don't you tell everybody your next step?
Okay, so what we're gonna do is flip it. So you got a nice pretty little color.
Beautiful.
Last thing we always like when we pan fry here, we always like to put a little bit of Meunier mixture in there, which is really just lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, equal parts. So what it does, it gives it a little tangy yumminess. All right, watch yourself. I'm gonna put this behind you.
Sure.
All right. So how do we assemble these dishes? Okay, let's do this. Give me,
Tell me what I need to do.
first one I'm gonna show y'all at Lafayette's, we used to do a chicken fettuccine. So we used to do chicken and tasso. So we're gonna turn up our flame. Now, this morning, we grilled some chicken and we took some tasso, cut them in nice chunks and just got them a little char in the pan. So what we would do at Lafayette's, we would take chicken and then we would grill it on the flat grill and we would take our buttercream sauce. As you can see, we've thickened up just enough. And we would chop up the chicken when it was done, throw it in the pan. Parmesan cheese, which we have right here, and our tasso. We're gonna add tasso today. We didn't add tasso back then, but we're gonna do it. So
Cajun fettuccine.
yes. So we're gonna take our chicken, kind of let it come up to temp. Cooked it, like I said, we grilled these this morning, and we're gonna put a little bit of tasso. Make sure they warm up real nicely. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. So next thing we're gonna do, if you wanna put me one ladle right here, we're gonna show you how we're gonna finish our redfish. So like I said, the Lafayette, man, we did so much with this sauce. It was just, we would fry potatoes in the deep fryer, pull them out, and then toss them in this sauce. And it was just excellent. I mean,
It looks good.
there's so much you can do with this sauce. I mean, make this recipe at home. Let your mind go crazy, and use your imagination.
Yep.
So you smell it. Look, it's got a
It
little bit
smells
of.
delicious. I can't wait to try it. This is actually something I've never tried. You've never
No,
made this
no, I've never made it here.
or at home.
I always kept the recipe. So for our redfish, what we're gonna do is we're gonna warm up our sauce. I'm gonna say warm it.
Same sauce.
It's warm.
Right.
So we're gonna take, this is gonna go on top of our redfish. So we have fresh Louisiana crawfish that we got local. And some shrimp that I boiled this morning in a little shrimp ball. We use the liquid that Joey used to use all the time,
Yes.
Zatarans, and we also, I like to use Art's seafood ball from Targil.
That's good
So
too.
we're gonna add some of that.
So once again, pretty much all of these ingredients that you see here can be found at your local Piggly Wiggly and Cash Saver, 8410 Highway 182 North and 1305 Heather Drive. You can go by and check them out. Try to make some of this at home.
That's it. So okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our pasta, which we also cooked this morning. So all we're trying to do is just warm it. We got our pot of boiling water. All right. We can go ahead and turn this one off because it's where we want it to be. Now, the thing about this is when you're warming your pasta like this, you want to really just make sure that you get all this excess water off. It's going to
Right.
water down your sauce here. All right.
Toss that in.
That's it.
See?
All right. Now you can see, you can tell it's a lighter sauce just by the way it looks. We got some fresh
See, I'm gonna stir this
shredded
up for you right
Parmesan.
here.
just like that.
That looks delicious.
So simple as can be. I mean, you have a little dinner party at the house or something, like you could do like I did and just grill your chicken and your
Ahead of
tasso ahead of time. You got plenty of time to do what you need. Like, all right, this one's a little dry, no offense. So we're gonna
Oh, no, I know. I was looking for a spoon.
Oh no. So since our season is not too salty, we can add
Right.
some of this. We don't have to really worry about,
Get a little shot of that.
yeah. That way we don't have to worry about it being too salty when we add the seasoning because of the bases that's in there. All right, turn this flame off because it's getting a little hot in here.
Over this fire.
That's it.
All right.
So at Lafayette's, it's another way we would use it. There's a few different ways, we said that earlier, how we use it. We're using pasta dishes, mostly like a chicken fettuccine. We would put this sauce on top of all the grilled fishes. We would do stuffed grilled fishes, snapper, redfish, all kind of different types.
Right.
We actually also used to do a pirogue, eggplant pirogue.
Well, you do that here, not with the sauce, right?
Right. We do that here,
Do
but
that here?
their version was they would deep fry it in panko breadcrumbs, which was amazing in itself. Then they would take this sauce, they would take a pan, and they would take julienne, red, yellow, and green bell peppers. And then they would also take like julienne onions, stuff like that. And they would just hit it real hard in a saute pan and add shrimp, crawfish, and crab meat.
That sounds
Toss that around and
fabulous.
fill it, and it would just overflow. And it was just amazing. So,
We'll have to try that.
right. So, okay, we have our pretty little redfish. All right. So
Let you do the honors.
you could also put a little crab meat in here if you'd like. Crab meat is out the roof right now, so I wouldn't suggest that.
Right.
But so you can see we have our little Louisiana crawfish tails, our nice shrimp. These are 40, 50 count shrimp. Very simple. And really just dish it on top. And today we're gonna put like a lot of seafood. I'm saying if you want a little more sauce, do that too. Again, this is an item that, well, this sauce is one that you don't really have to worry too much about over saucing. Obviously, you don't want to over sauce anything, but if you do, it's not so rich and overpowering. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of Parmesan, just mostly for garnish. I like to do it every now and then. And a little fresh cut green onions that we cut this morning. And here you go. So you have one pot of sauce that you can do multiple things. You have a seafood dish here. You have a chicken and tasso dish. I mean, you want to, I mean, sky's the limit. Like, use your imagination at home. There's so many things you can do with this sauce. Again, my favorite part is that it's just not so overpowering.
Right.
It's not rich. And you say at home, well, how's it not rich? It's butter and cream. Yes, but it's most of the recipe, if you look, the ingredients, the majority of it is water.
Water. Right.
So it's kind of like diluting the richness and everything. So it's not as bad as it seems.
Right.
Is it healthy? It has butter, it has cream in it. It's not the most healthy thing, but it's a whole lot healthier than like a cream sauce that we make here. We basically use straight cream and we just reduce it till it's thick.
Right.
So let's just say it's better for you.
Correct.
All right.
So before we end our show today, we are looking for guests. If anybody would like to be a guest on the show, come cook one of your dishes. If you have a business, you want to advertise, you can contact Jason you can email him, chefhuguet@yahoo.com,
or you can call us here at the Steamboat, 337-826-7227.
Right. You may not get us, but just tell the girls in the front that you're interested in being a guest, and they'll give us the message.
That's it.
Y'all join us back for more What's Cooking.